Assalamualaikum and hi to all my friends and Miss Aina. My name is Nurhaini Najiha from Group Kupang. Today I will present about the rise and fall of the Malacca Sultan era and the colonial era. So, the rise of the Malacca Sultan era was marked by several significant events. Firstly, in 1403, the Malacca Sultanate formed an alliance with the powerful Ming dynasty of China, leading to increased trade and cultural exchanges. In 1407, the Malacca Sultanate gained control over the strategic Malacca Strait, a vital maritime route for trade between the east and west. Another significant development was the Islamization of Malacca in 1414, when Sultan Iskandar Shah embraced Islam. This marked a shift towards the adoption of Islam as the state religion and had a profound impact on Malacca society, governance, and culture. So the fall of the Malacca Sultan era came with the discovery of the Cape of Good Hope in 1488 by Bartolomeu Diaz. This opened up a new maritime route from Portugal to the east, leading to increased Portuguese sea exploration. The last one in 1511, the Portuguese force led by Alfonso successfully invaded and captured the city of Malacca. The Portuguese sought control over Malacca due to its strategic location, lucrative trade routes, and wealth accumulated from international trade networks. This event marked the end of the Malacca Sultanate independence and initiated a new chapter in the history of the region. So we go to the next topic, which is the colonial era. So during the colonial era, European powers such as Britain, France, Spain, Portugal, and the Netherlands established, colonized, and exerted control over various parts of the world. Their motivation included collecting resources, expanding trade markets, and establishing political control. However, colonization led to exploitation, cultural assimilation, and the loss of autonomy for the colonized regions. The imperial power imposed their own legal system, language, and cultural norms on the colonized populations. The resistance movement and struggle for independence emerged during this era. In 1824, the treaty signed between the British and Dutch established British control over the Malay Peninsula and recognized Dutch control over the East Indies. So next, the territory was divided along the Strait of Malacca. From 1941 to 1945, the Japanese occupation occurred during World War II with harsh living conditions and brutal treatment of locals. Resistance movements such as the Malayan People Anti-Japanese Army emerged. In 1946, the Anglo-Dutch Treaty was signed. In 1895, the Federal Malay State were formed, consolidating for Malay state and aiming to centralize governments and administration. The British intervention played a role in its establishment, leading to economic development and infrastructure improvement in the region. The Malayan Emergency and Armed Insurgency against British colonial ruled by the Malayan Communist Party took place in the 1940 and 1950. The British implemented a successful counter-insurgency campaign, including resettlement program and military tactics. The emergency was declared over 1960, leading to independence for Malaya in 1957. Thank you.
Hi all, I'm Madam Aina. My name is Ranganathan from Group Sekupang and Selamat Sejahtera. Thank you to this opportunity to my group Sekupang and Madam Aina. Today I'm going to present of topic formation of Malaysia. Formation of Malaysia. In 27 May 1961, our Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman during the Southeast Asia Foreign Correspondents Association Conference at Hotel Adelphi, Singapore, had established the need for a plan to bring the Federation of Malaya, Singapore, Sabah, Sarawak, and Brunei into a form of political corporations. This is the picture for the reference. In July 23, 1961, the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association Malaya and Borneo branch meeting in Singapore agreed to set up a Malaysian Unity Consultative Committee chaired by Donald Stephen. And the first meeting of Malaysian Unity Consultative Committee was held in Sabah, August 1961. This is the picture of the reference. The second meeting of the Malaysian Unity Consultative Committee was held in Kuching, Sarawak, between 18 to 20 December 1961. In 1962, the third meeting of the Consultative Malaysian Unity Consultative Committee was held at the Selangor Legislative Assembly Chambers in Kuala Lumpur, 6 and 7 January 1962. In January 17, 1962, the Cobalt Commission was set up to look at the views of the populations in northern Borneo, Sabah, and Sarawak. And the commissions comprised 5 members, namely Lord Cobalt, Dato Wong Puni, Muhammad Ghazali Shafi, Sir Anthony Abelt, and Sir David Watterson, and Mr. H. Aris Act as secretary. The fourth meeting of the Malaysian Unity Consultative Committee held 3 and 4 February 1962. This is the picture that reference we upload in the slides. In 21 June 1962, the Cobalt Commission report was complete, submitted to the British government of Malaya. An agreement was reached by the Prime Minister of the Federation of Malaya, Tunku Abdul Rahman, and British Prime Minister Harold Macmillan to hold talks in July 1962. In 1963, the agreement of the established of the Federation of Malaysia was signed at the Commonwealth License Office in Marlborough House, London. It was signed by representatives of the British government, Federation of Malaysia, Sabah, Sarawak, and Singapore. And the last is the ceremony to mark the formation of Malaysia was held at Merdeka Stadium, Kuala Lumpur. The declarations of the formation was read by Prime Minister Tunku Abdul Rahman in front of some 30,000 people, 16 September 1963. Thank you to my group Sekupang and Madam Aina.
Hi, Madam Aina, and my fellow friends. My name is Raja Nakandila Natasha, or you can call me Natasha. I'm from Group Sekupang. So today I'm going to present about the independence of Malaya. So this is our presentation. So we started with the Portuguese occupation in Malacca. The Portuguese took over Malacca from Parameswara, which is the one who founded Malacca that time and become the Sultan there. And then after that, Dutch took over Malacca in 1641. This is due to the strategic location of Malacca for economic purpose. And then after that, British took over Malacca through Anglo-Dutch treaty. So this agreement happened because of the British and Dutch cannot find the what is the they cannot simply separate their territories. So this agreement is about to divide their territories mainly in Southeast Asia. So British mainly have took over Malaya and Dutch took over the Indonesian part. Okay, and then after that, during the World War II, Japanese took over Malaya, but until 1945 only, because during the World War II, Japanese lost, and then because of the Hiroshima and Nagasaki bombing, they have to withdraw from the Malaya, and after that, British tried to took over Malaya again. But after Japanese withdraw from Malaya, the communists rising up during this time. But they use the cruel way to manage our country. Then after that, Sir Edward James declared an emergency over Malaya, and then British return and become more powerful. And then after the communists settle down a bit, they still exist here, but at that time they slow down a bit, and then British established Malayan Union on 1946. Then during that time also, Tunku commenced the emergence of Tunku Abdul Rahman, which started to open the eyes of British to allow Malaya to have their own government. Then after that also, Dato' Onn Jaafar established UMNO, and then following by MIC, and then also MCA by Tun Tanjung Nok. Okay, and then after that, the Malayan general election happened. It's between UMNO with the MCA, and then during the election, the alliance UMNO and MCA won 9 of the 12 seats. And then after the Malayan general election, MIC joined the Alliance Party and then become the Alliance Party. Okay, then after that, Malaysia having their first general election during 1955 and won 51 over 52 seats. Okay, so the next slide will be my members, which is I will represent this one. Alright, thank you. Bye bye.
The independence of Malaya timeline. On 1st January 1956, Tengku Abdul Rahman led a visit to London to negotiate for independence. And on 8 February on the same year, a London agreement is signed, and the date of 31st August 1957 was fixed for Malaya independence. On 20 February 1957, Tengku Abdul Rahman declared independence of Malaya in Padang Bandar Hilir, Malacca. And after that, the Red Commission is formed, and it is led by Lord Reid to draft the Constitution of Federated States of Malaya. On 15 August 1957, Constitution was drafted and approved by the Federal Legislative Council and put into effect on 27 August 1957. And the proclamation of independence was at the Merdeka Stadium on 31st August 1957. Thank you.